There were 8 of them on that capsule. Most people only know about 4. 8 days ago, NASA launched 4 astronauts toward the moon, but they weren't the only ones on board. These 4, you know their names. But there was something else on that capsule. Right there on a wall, 4 small devices, each one glowing, each one alive. Built from the astronauts' own blood, grown into living tissue, strapped in right next to them for the whole ride. The other 4 weren't people, but they were built from people. It's called Avatar. Scientists grew bone marrow tissue from each astronaut's blood. A living copy, riding right beside the real thing. It started with a blood draw. Routine, something every astronaut does. But this time, those cells weren't staying on Earth. Harvard built something from those cells, a device the size of your thumb with the living tissue inside. 2 chips, one stays on Earth, one goes to the moon. Same cells, same person. The difference? When they come back is the whole point. Then they load it onto the capsule and seal the door. April 1st, 2026, Kennedy Space Center. The biggest rocket ever built, carrying something smaller than your fingernail. Both heading to the same place. That's the question nobody has fully answered until now. 10 days, 250,000 miles, and every second of it being recorded inside that chip. They launched and the clock started. Bone marrow lives inside your bones. It makes every blood cell in your body. Red cells, white cells, platelets, all of it. This is what that looks like. Living and moving right now inside of that chip. Bone marrow is also the most radiation sensitive organ in your body. One hit and the cells that keep you alive start to break down. In space, radiation is everywhere and nothing is blocking it. The radiation does not hurt. You can't feel it. You can't see it, but inside the bones, it's already working. That break inside the single cell is how it starts. On Earth, the magnetic field stops most of this. Your body has never had to deal with it. It has no idea what's coming. The Van Allen belts. Our planets lost protection. They are crossing them now. The moment you cross that line, there's nothing between you and deep space. The radiation density doubles within hours, then keeps climbing. That first flicker, the astronaut doesn't feel it. The body doesn't show it either. Channels thinner than hair, living cells growing inside, behaving exactly like the real bone marrow. Not a model, the real thing. Just smaller. That movement, that's the bone marrow working, alive, in space. Built in Harvard, years of work keeping living tissue alive outside the body, then sending it to the moon. One inside the body, one inside the chip. Both the same amber for now. Each chip was built from that specific astronaut cells, not a copy of a human, a copy of that human sitting right next to it. One sealed in a lab, one strapped into a rocket, 2 futures from one person. The one on Earth is the control. Whatever difference show up between the two, that's what space did. No guessing, no estimating, just the pure data. When it lands, they'll measure every cell, every strand of DNA, and every change. Without it, the body stops making blood. You can't fight infection, you can't close a wound. That's what's at stake out here. If the marrow breaks down, the body cannot replace its own blood. That's not survivable. Moon, 3 days. Mars, 9 months one way. The radiation isn't twice as bad. It's 100 times worse. That's the problem Avatar is really trying to solve. Not the moon or Mars. Everything we need to know about sending humans to Mars is being recorded inside that chip. Passively, quietly, right now. 5 days left. The radiation does not stop. The chip keeps counting. Day 3, Earth is behind them now. There's nothing ahead but moon, and everything in between. The shield is gone. The exposure starts now. From the outside, everything looks normal. Inside, the exposure has already begun. Without gravity, fluids starts to rise. The head swells, vision starts to blur, It all starts within hours. The astronaut feels fine. The chip is already showing something different. The cells are slowing down, just slightly. Day 1. The chip feels it, records it, and says nothing. Galactic cosmic rays, they come from dying stars across the galaxy. Nothing stops them, not the walls, not the suit. They pass through everything. One hit, two breaks, clean through the DNA. The repair happens usually, but sometimes the joint is slightly wrong. Over time, wrong joints build up. That's how radiation causes cancer. Day 4, halfway. The moon is close. The exposure is not stopping. Look closely at the two chips. Same cells, same age. The one on Earth, unchanged. The one in space, already dimmer. 4 days in. One capsule, no working bathroom for 2 days, and the chip kept recording anyway. Day 3, the toilet broke. Frozen urine blocked the vent line. 4 astronauts, one capsule, no working bathroom for 2 days. The chip kept recording unbothered. The Apollo astronauts went through this 50 years ago. Elevated cancer rates, but nobody knew exactly why. There was no chip. 50 years of wondering. One chip, 10 days, and now we finally know. Day 5, the moon fills the window, and the radiation is at its peak. The densest field they'll ever cross. Right here, right now. The chip is recording every single hit, every thread, every broken strand, all of it stored in a device smaller than your thumb. 4,067 miles above the surface, close enough to see craters with the naked eye. All 4 of them just staring. Nobody said a word. This is the moment, further from Earth than any human in 50 years. The Apollo 13 record, held since 1970, just gone. 252,000 miles. Let that sit for a second. At this distance, threads pass through all 4. Every few seconds, continuously. Their bodies don't react, but the chips do. The chips are at the peak stress, and they are remembering every single hit. The chip and the astronaut still mirroring each other perfectly. What the chip shows is exactly what's happening inside that body right now. 250,000 miles from home. Feels like nothing. The farthest point is behind them. Now they turn for home. There it is. Same cells, same person, 10 days apart. One of them went to the moon, and it shows. Day 7. Earth is growing back in the window. The hard part almost over. The radiation is thinning. The shield is returning, but the damage already done. Stays done. You cannot unbreak a DNA strand. The chip never stopped recording, not once. Every hit logged. Cell survival, DNA accuracy, how many breaks healed wrong. For the first time, exact numbers, not estimates. Re-entry, 25,000 miles per hour, hotter than the surface of the sun. Inside, the chip sits completely still. The crew braces. Outside, plasma. Inside, amber. Quietly waiting. April 10th, Pacific Ocean. Finally, they're home. First thing that they secured was not a camera, was not a sample, it was the chip. Same room now. For the first time in 10 days, the difference right there. The results won't be published for months, but the data exists. Every hit, every break, every repair, already recorded, already home. If the damage is small, we go to Mars. If it isn't, we have to figure out how to fix it first. They had no way to measure it. Now we do. Water bears survive open space. There's a protein in them that blocks radiation damage. In human cells, it cuts damage by 40%. The results are not public yet, but the data exists. It happened and it was recorded. Mars is 9 months away. Continuous radiation the entire trip. Avatar is the first real test of whether a human body can take it. Changed, but still mirrored. The chip and the body, still the same as each other. 9 months, no shield, no protection. The body starts breaking down long before they arrive. That is why this chip exists. Not to stop us, but to show us what to fix. One chip, 10 days. What comes out of the lab could be the difference between reaching Mars and turning back. They splashed down this morning. All four safe, the chips already in the lab. The chips are in the lab now, side by side for the first time. Three things that will measure: cell survival, DNA repair accuracy, and how much the marrow slowed. These three numbers will shape every future mission after Artemis II. 10 days, same cells. This is what space did. The crew walked out fine, healthy, smiling. From the outside, nothing changed, but something did, and now we can prove it. The body doesn't send an alarm. It just quietly keeps the score. The chip kept the score. Every radiation hit, every broken strand, every repair stored inside something smaller than your thumbnail, waiting to be read. This chip fits directly into the Mars plan. Not someday and not in theory. Avatar will fly on Artemis III. Then every mission after, every chip, a better map of what the body can survive. The smallest passenger on Artemis II carried the biggest question. Space changes the body. We have always suspected it. Now, we can measure exactly how. Further than any human in 50 years. Changed in ways they couldn't feel. Something smaller than a USB drive recorded every second. Everything we need to know about the future of human spaceflight is in there. We went to the moon, and we brought something back. The most detailed record ever made of what space does to us. If this blew your mind, hit subscribe. We go this deep every single week. Ring the bell so you never miss one. This chip already landed. What it shows could change everything about getting to Mars. What do you want answered next?